Right, this is one particular pose that I tend to bring into a lot of the classes I teach. Why? Because it helps the deep hip flexors to open, relax and release. What do I mean by release? I'm meaning that some of the held tensions, could be emotions, could be maybe trauma, it could be patterns of experience from bygone eras. These areas tend to be like barometers of the body, so they're not just mechanical muscles that just in order movement. They are also areas that feel, they're like visceral organs. They're literally, actually, the deep psoas major muscles tend to be the loin muscles. The tenderloins are very tender. They're tender because they don't have reams of fascia running through the inside of them. They're very sensitive. They're more like organs. They have a kind of like an organ-like, almost liver-like or kidney-like sort of consistency to them. And so they do store, like organs do, they store memory, they store kind of like, especially the emotional type of memory. So they can get tight, they can get solid, they can become almost like leather-like, almost like beef jerky after a while. Whereas they should be loose and fluid like a sea cucumber. Excuse the terms. It just helps to paint a picture around how these structures could be and how they often are. Okay, so that's just painting the picture for a particular posture as a kind of like an illustration. Let's go into the pose. So I will start, I call it the knight pose, and the knight pose is a position where we come down as if we're about to be knighted by King Arthur or Queen Anne or whoever. So we're about to be knighted with the sword on either side of our shoulders. And then we take it further. I've chosen the left leg. Why? I've chosen the left leg because it is the leg that feels tighter for me today, this morning. Generally, we'll opt for the side that feels more comfortable and therefore possibly a little bit less needy of the stretch. To come to the side, first of all, you go to automatically and then swap it over to the other side. So I've come to this side because I know that this side is the tightest for me. We'll probably change the camera a little bit just so you can see all of this. Is that better? Okay, let's bring it a little bit closer now. Okay, so coming on to the left hand side, putting both of my hands on the inside of my right foot, and they're in line with my right foot. Just get used to this position now. Notice the breath, sensations of the body. Any tensions that I might be feeling along any particular line or trajectory within my body. Then I start to move my body from side to side. So I'm going to move to the left and the right. So this is the leg. I'm using my leg like a rudder. Now I might feel there's a little bit of tightness one side compared to the other. Whichever side, whether it's to the left, just there, or to the right, that I feel the tightest, spend a little bit of time there. So I'm feeling tighter just here. Don't feel afraid to play in a posture. Play, because playfulness means you're relaxing. If you get too rigid, held up, tight, anal about any particular posture, then you're adding to it in a way. Adding to the tightness, the recalcitrance of the freedom, potential freedom. Okay, so from then, now we've actually got into the centre of that, we can start to bring in other areas. So I'm going to curl my toes underneath onto the mat and lift up my left knee off of the floor, so off of the mat. That's now starting to elongate my stomach channel. So if we're talking Chinese meridians, that's the stomach channel I'm elongating. Giving us, if we're talking physiologically, that's the long strap muscle of the quadriceps. I'm starting to stretch out back. You usually feel a little bit of a tremor with this one. So the tremor is quite a useful sense to know that you're opening up those channels. After around about 20-30 seconds, lower down the knee gently, softly, and flatten the dorsal portions of the top part of the foot back onto the floor. Great, we're cracking it. So from here, I'm going to take my right foot a little bit further forward now, just a little bit. I'm going to crawl it forward. Take my hands to join it. Now I'm going to lower down my elbows onto the floor. You don't have to lower your elbows down to the floor, you can just bend them slightly. Like so. You can take them onto the floor like that. Just for a few seconds, just getting used to another position. So it's good to actually adopt different positions from this main start-off foundation position in night pose. Okay, so from here we're going to bring in a little bit of PNF. That is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Don't need to remember the name. It just means that you're starting to trick the muscles into relaxing. Okay, so from here we're going to press the kneecap, left kneecap, into the floor as if I'm trying to pull it through towards my hands. 5, 4, keep breathing. 3, keep sensing. 2, 1, deep breath in. And out. And relax at the same time. So you're relaxing off the tension. Usually you'll find that you just drop down a little bit further. Yeah. Now, if you really want to go full on into this pose, then we use the right hand, cuddle the right quadriceps, the right sort of thigh, and then just crawl that right foot forwards. Crawling it forwards until you can feel the hamstrings starting to kick in a little bit as well. This is a great pose. Really start to get to feel some of the areas we often don't feel at all, really. If you start to slightly tremor, great, it's a release. Don't think that it's something that you're having to sort of suddenly escape from, or that it dictates that you're actually falling to pieces. It's a good sign that you're releasing off some of the deep tensions. Again, if you feel a little bit over emotional, just come slowly out of the pose and just go into either a fetal position or lying down on your back. What you can do from here is bring in a bit more PNF, press the right heel into the floor as if you're trying to pull it back towards the other leg. Obviously you won't be able to do so, so it's an isometric contraction. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Deep breath in. And out. On the out breath, you start to crawl forward a little bit more. Usually go before you and beyond your sort of the usual limits. Spend a few seconds there. And then slowly, gently, and do take it gently, gently come out. And again, don't choreograph it, just feel where you need to go. Your body knows how to come out of these poses. That's the first example of the night pose. And obviously I'll do that to the other side as well. That side needed it more. So my right side would probably be, quite a bit more flexible this morning. Okay, I will show you using the other side an advanced posture that you can utilize if you feel that you want to go further into this this particular stretch pattern. So from here, I'm going to be bringing my right foot up to my right hand, like so. Keeping my left hand on the floor, now I'm stretching in a very different manner. So I'm starting to stretch that deep strap muscle of the quadriceps even more than it was before. It's a biaxial muscle, so it crosses two joints. To take this further, I'm going to press, I'm going to use another PNF technique, so I'm going to press my right foot into my hand, 50% max, doesn't have to be too hard. 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, keep sensing the body, 1, and relax. Deep breath in. And I'm already going up about an extra 5 centimeters, I should say. You can use a strap just here if you can't reach with your hands. Again, I'd probably wait until you can reach with your hand, and that way you're not over sort of, you're not going too far into these things before you're actually ready. You're going to start to come down with the elbow that way towards the floor. And then slowly come out of it again, so you're not rushing to escape from any pose. If you rush to escape from any pose, then your body's going to start to get the impression it's dangerous to be in those particular postures, so it'll build up the escape reflex, which you don't really want. Yeah, okay.